sun's still shining away out there, it's nice and warm still, so I'm going to sow a few flower seeds, get something going ready for mid-spring. I also got some new compost today, but I don't use it like it comes because I find it's got too many lumps in it no matter what you buy, unless you want to buy more expensive potting compost. But I don't do that. I use this and I'll sieve it and then it's perfectly fine. So basically what I'm going to do is take one of these, quite cheap to buy, you can get them off eBay, you can get them from Wilkinson's, I think they're about £3, something like that. It's a good investment to get you better quality compost. So I'm just going to put a couple of handfuls into this tub. As you can see, when it comes, it can be quite lumpy. And then we'll just shake it through. I'm not throwing away any that's left in this sieve when I'm done. I save that for part filling bottoms of pots and containers because it's still good compost. There's nothing wrong with it. So hopefully you can see that. That's all the stones, bits of wood, etc. that's in these bags of compost. And especially when seed sowing, you don't want that in there. That's going to cause problems. So what I do is I put it in these pots. And as I sieve, I'll keep putting the waste, if you like, into these pots until it's about that deep. As I said, it's perfectly good compost to put in the bottom, and it's going to save you when you're filling up this pot your better quality stuff. It's also going to help your seeds push through better by making a nice fine consistency. So I can just leave it at that now because I've got enough for what I want today. But basically, just for a few minutes doing that, you finish with a really nice, fine, lump-free, stone-free potting compost. So the seeds that I'm going to sow today are called a blue bedder. Really, really good plants. I grew these last year and they just went crazy. I put them in the corners of the flower bed and they went from 3 strands of plant about that size and about that tall into plants this size and about that tall. They just kept growing and growing and growing, and they looked really nice with these little blue flowers that they have on them. And you can sow these from March right through till May, and they will guaranteed last right up till winter. We're going to pop them in these today. I'm just going to do a few. But also, like I said before, on the packets it tells you exactly the requirements for this particular seed because some flowers are different. And this one says it only needs a very thin covering over the seeds before they germinate. So that's why we need to get all the lumps and stones out of compost, and then we've got a really nice fine compost to work with. So we'll just put a bit of compost in here, and then I'm just going to firm it down a little. Not too much, you don't want to push all the air out, you just want to make yourself a nice firm base for these seeds. Because I forgot how big the seeds are, they could be tiny for all I know. So we've got a nice level bed there. And then we're going to water it. And again, I'm using these tubs. These are the really cheap ones that I got. About 10 for £1. And I just drill holes in the bottom. And it's a real space saver. And you can just prick out your little seedlings once they've got the second set of true leaves and then pot them on. So let's have a look at these seeds. And as always, give them a flick. Because if they are tiny and they're stuck at the top of it, when you tear it, you're going to lose half your seeds. You don't want that. We're just going to do a few and we'll save some for another day. So there's your seeds. Hopefully you can see that. They're not a bad size, to be fair, they're quite big. So we're going to have no problem seeing them on this soil because they're a light tan colour as well. So we'll just broadcast a few thinly, try and keep them spaced out because we do want to prick these out without damaging one next to it. We don't need them all, so we'll pop these back. So because I want to cover these very thinly, as stated by the packet, I'll use a colander. Anybody that watches this channel knows I use this quite often. It is a very good tool. We can just shake this already sieved compost over the top and just watch the seeds disappear. When you can't see the seeds anymore, you know they've had a very thin covering. So that's the seeds sown in there, very light covering. They've probably only got like 1 millimetre of compost on top of them, which is going to be perfect to help these little seedlings push their way through. Now we're just going to give it a light watering again. That's basically all we need to do, apart from stick a label in it. So that's his label sorted out. We'll pop that in, then we're going to pop it to one side because we know what this is, and then just wait for these seeds to germinate. So just for the sake of a couple of pounds, getting one of these can make a quite lumpy compost into a perfect seeding compost with very little effort, and you still get to use the large pieces that you sieved out in the bottom of a pot later on. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really appreciate the views, the subscribers and the comments. If you want to see more content like this in the future, then just hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care. Thank you.